heard that one of the lead stories on the radio this morning was that Earl Bruce will be our honorary captain, and that's a true story. We're excited that the 1979 team is back for a big reunion, and excited that Coach Bruce will be our honorary captain, so I will confirm that before we begin talking about the rest. It's an exciting time on the campus. I'm sure you can tell by the traffic and the parking and everything else. 60,000 students are going to work tomorrow, and oh, there's Coach Bruce right there, our honorary captain. He'll entertain comments later, one-on-ones later. But there's a bit of energy. I had a chance last night to go over and watch the Block O folks rehearse and get ready and get fired up for their first Block O assignment on Saturday afternoon, and there's a bunch of energy when you have the largest freshman class ever, and along with the beginning of school and beginning the Big Ten season, we have our Hall of Fame this weekend and big alumni weekend. In fact, one of our own is getting the Gordon Gee Spirit Award. Tyson Gentry is being honored by the OSU alums as the man with the Spirit of the Year, and so there's a whole bunch going on. And fortunately, we took a good step last weekend and got a chance to be on the road, experience putting on those white jerseys and staying somewhere else and traveling and doing all the different things in a different locker room, and came out of the gate well. I thought our kids played with a purpose, and defense set the tone with the 3 and out, and the offense responded, and the defense just continued the pressure. We were only on the field 23 minutes, and we had 7 3 and outs. A lot of guys got to play a little bit. Nobody really played a lot on defense. I think guys, if they played a lot, it was 25 plays, which, they had earned their keep probably playing 70 plays the 2 games before, and so it was a good defensive performance. I think we had 8 or 9 guys grade winning performance over on the defense, and they certainly set the tone. Offensively, I thought we did some good things. We had 5 or 6, maybe 5 guys grade a winning performance. Got a lot of plays, got a lot of experience. Had some guys get a chance to rotate, 7 or 8 guys on that offensive line. Had a number of receivers get into the game, number of running backs get in the game. Joe Bowserman got in and got to throw the ball around a little bit, and so it again, I think we played Saturday afternoon with a good purpose, and I thought it was good for the city of Cleveland. It was good for our Northern Ohio kids to have a chance to go back home, and they'd always admired that stadium and the thought of playing in there. You could see them as we did our Friday walkthrough, kind of walking out onto the orange helmet in the center of the field and looking around, and it was a pretty neat thing. And so I thought it was a good day. As far as the award winners, Ben Buchanan came off the injured list. There was a moment there where I thought Joe Bowserman was punting on Friday when Jonathan Tolman was told to stay away from the rest of the group with the flu, and Ben had not punted for the last 10 days or so, a little soreness in his leg, and he was given a battlefield commission to step in there and did a good job. 42-yard net and handled a couple average snaps, and really did a good job there. Defensively, Ross Holman did an excellent job there. He had 5 or 6 tackles and caused fumble, and really was a productive guy and does a good job of being part of that leadership group on that defense, even though Ross doesn't say a whole bunch. In fact, he's here today, and I told him I was going to go real short and real fast because I know how much he likes to talk and he wants extra time with you. And you'll really earn your money today trying to get a story. But he really did a good job and was the defensive player. Dane Sonsenbacher was the offensive player and came right out of the gate and really was a clear guy on that first play that went for the long touchdown. But they tried to disguise a coverage and gave their safety a little bit too far to run, and Terrell happened to see it, and Dane was striding down the field and threw the ball in the money, and we got off to a good start. So Dane had 5 catches, I think, for 126 yards or thereabouts, a couple of touchdowns, and really played an excellent football game. The Jim Parker offensive lineman was Bryant Browning. Bryant graded in the high 80s and played both guard and tackle, as we had a chance to move some guys around, and he was also the honorary captain going back home to Cleveland, and did a heck of a job there. The attack force player of the game was Cameron Hayward, and we rotate our front guys in there. I think Cam only had 20 or 21 plays, but the plays he was in there, he was disruptive. He made plays. He hurried the quarterback. I've probably not seen more throwaways in a game than I saw in that game, and obviously the young man was well coached that, you know, if there's nothing there, don't just throw it up for grabs. And he didn't. He threw it out of bounds a number of times, and because he was hurried by guys like Cam Hayward. So Cam was the attack force player, and we didn't have a Jack Tatum hit candidate this particular week, and we had some guys do a good job on the scout team. Tony Harlemert, a young man from Coldwater, the home of the Holmans, who walked on here, had a chance, could have gone to the Ivy League on full scholarships, but he's a Buckeye through and through, and he's going to be a great contributor to this football team. He was our scout special units. Jordan Whiting was the scout D. Jordan, I think in the last 2 weeks, has come along pretty darn well as a linebacker and starting to figure out what it takes to play that position at this level, and really his last 2 weeks on the scout team, I think, have been very, very good. And then Chris Fields, wide receiver from Painesville Harvey. I think Chris is going to be a good player. I've told Darrell Hazel and those guys more than once that Chris reminds me of the way that Santonio looked as a freshman. Over there on the scout team, making plays, just has that certain something about him. And I tell Chris that too. I mean, that's who he reminds me of.